Hi everybody, I'm JT. Welcome to another video from me here at Campervan Journey. So my love, we are several days into our trip. What are we having for lunch? Baguette, ham and cheese?
I can't believe you have to ask.
Baguette, ham and cheese. We might need to stock up on some ham and cheese. And this is a Spanish baguette that we're having. Is it still called a baguette? It was, wasn't it? So I'll do a proper tour of the campsite here in a separate video, but just to give you a little view of our setup on the pitch that we've had for the last couple of days. So pitch is average size for some of the ones that we've had at Heatwave sites. A little bit of tree cover which has been gratefully received in the heat that we've had over the last couple of days. It's been around about 30-31 degrees. Real sort of mixture of smaller and bigger pitches. Some of them your cars need to park separately, and then across from us there's some really tiny ones, but and the little lodges up at the top. It's been a really nice place to spend a couple of days. Had the benefit of electric hookup and also a bit of space to put our canopy up to get some extra shade in the heat. But it's going to be our last night here before we head off somewhere else. We don't know exactly where we're going tomorrow. We're going to be heading back up, probably through Andorra from Spain back into France, and then potentially travel a little bit further across the Pyrenees, but on the French side rather than the Spanish side. And then who knows where we'll be going after that. But before we go, we thought we'd take advantage of one of the services that Heatwave offer at their sites is pizzas. Wood-fired pizza is coming up for tea. So this is our dinner table view. It's pretty good, isn't it? Pizza with a Pyrenean view. One Heatwave pizza with a view. Nice, Harry?
Very nice.
So what a lovely evening pizza that was. The restaurant was really nice. Food was very tasty. They only do pizzas at the moment. They used to do something called the Heatwave burger, which was fantastic. You can hear loads of birds chattering by our pitch, but you never see them. But I think they're all hiding in the trees here. We just sat and enjoyed watching swallows and house martins as we ate our dinner. So good morning. It's another beautiful morning here on our trip with no plan as we tour around Europe, and we've had our second and final night here in the Spanish Pyrenees. I'm going to be packing up this morning and heading back up north to Andorra, and then we're going to pop through Andorra, probably have a quick look around, and then out the other side back into France and see if we can find somewhere in the French side of the Pyrenees to spend the next night. We're now roughly halfway through our trip, so we're going to be looking at planning our route back up towards the UK. No specific plan aside from we're going to be heading up the Atlantic coast side of France, which again is a part of France that we've not explored very much at all over the years that we've been coming over here. So start to pack up this morning, grab some breakfast, and then head off hopefully by around 10 o'clock. Now, although we are in a particularly sunny part of Europe at the moment, and we've got a great solar panel and battery pack storage system on the van, we have brought with us a backup battery pack that we can use to run things in an emergency. And this is a battery pack that we've got from All Powers. A little portable unit, enables us to run a number of different devices using both AC and DC power. Now, there is a solar panel that comes with it to be able to use to charge, but if we're on a campsite and we've paid for hookup, then we can just charge it up using the electric hookup provided. Now what we have found is that although we've had really nice sunny weather, a few of the pitches that we've been staying on, or France Passion sites that we've been staying on, have been under tree cover. And obviously if you're under tree cover, then the sunlight isn't getting directly to your panel, so having the battery pack as a backup, it's been reassuring. We've not needed it, but it's nice to know that we've got it there, and for the convenience of just providing a few extra sockets to plug in all the electrical gadgets that we like to take with us. It's worked well, and it's worked particularly well as our power unit for running our Starlink dish. So there we go, 20 minutes or so and everything's pretty much packed up and ready to just stow away in the van. That's one of the things that we really enjoy about the new van, is that it's much quicker for us to set up and pack down when we arrive or leave a campsite compared to having our big family tent that we had before. We do take a little bit less with us. Obviously we've got more storage space and things integrated into the van, so we don't need to take as much with us. But being able to pitch up almost anywhere, take advantage of sites like the France Passion sites where there's no pitch, no power, no nothing, but we've got everything we need, is a big thumbs up for our new, well, year-old campervan.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself.
We're halfway from Baguette, which is roughly where the campsite was in Spain, to Andorra. And we're not sure where we're stopping tonight, and we needed to stop up on provisions. So we happened across on our route this Aldi by the side of the road. And my top tip, if you are looking to do some shopping as you're travelling around, is if you find an Aldi, they're cheap in the UK, they're even cheaper here. We've just bought 3 or 4 days worth of provisions and a few treats as well. And even with a bottle of wine, some beer, still came to just €40, which in UK money today is about 30, somewhere between 35, 38 euros. So it's really cheap. We're going to try and get some fuel in Andorra. Regulations with the VAT slightly different, I think. So fuel, I believe, is quite a lot cheaper. So if we can capitalise on that, that'd be great. So it's 2 top tips at this mid-morning snack break for one. So there you go, Campervan Journey viewers. Make a note of those and remember them for your trips. I forgot to mention, if you fancy a Campervan Journey sticker, just like this one here, drop me an email at campervanjourney@gmail.com and I'll let you know how you can buy one. Or click the link in the description below. They do look really good on your van, or on your laptop, or on your campervan bin. I'm going to need to translate this and work this out, but if I've read that correctly, that fuel sign, Gasol A would be normal diesel at just €1.19 a litre, which is significantly less than it would be over in the UK, and quite a bit less than we've experienced in France so far. And hopefully, as we get into Andorra, there'll be even less again. So another top tip, if you can, definitely fill up with fuel and capitalise on that whilst you are here. Oh, look at that! Yellow Volvo 850 T5R. Oh. If I saw one of those for sale, I would buy it. Yeah, this is the border.
'cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way, my way, my way, find my way, my way. Cause I found my way, my way, my way.
Another burger. They do like their burgers, don't they? That's 2 Burger Kings, 2 McDonald's in the space of 5 kilometres. So location update, we are just over the French border on the side of what you can see is quite a main road, but slap bang in the Pyrenees French side. We've driven through Andorra this morning, stopped to get some fuel. As predicted, fuel was significantly cheaper in Andorra than most other places. Interestingly, the Aldi fuel station that was still in Spain was actually marginally by a few cents a little bit cheaper. But then we've come through a couple of tunnels to come under the steepest of the mountains and the steepest of the Alpine. Still Alpine? I guess we are. Alpine trails, Alpine routes, mountain routes, Pyrenean routes. To avoid some of the really twisty mountain roads and come through Andorra out the other side, heading back into France. I think we're going to try and get our geography right. We've come through the top of Andorra and then turn left and then head along the top of the Pyrenees to find somewhere to stop for tonight, probably a France Passion site if there's some to choose from, or a search for sites stopover. But Andorra was a funny place and seems to be all about fuel. There were probably past, without a joke, 50 fuel stations between the Spanish border and coming out the other side. Fuel is cheap and seems to be a lot of, well, there were definitely many places you could buy it, all very, very close on price. So looked like there might be a bit of price controlling going on there. And then as you got a little bit further in, all the ski resorts, big ski apartment block hotels started to appear. And it's weird really, because you've got all those ski resorts with a main road like this one going straight through the middle. This is definitely a driving road as well, because we've seen quite a few bikers, quite a few sports cars going the other way to enjoy the twisty curves. I'm glad that we've just passed through Andorra and we haven't made a specific plan to stop here and spend a few days, because there's not a lot it doesn't appear to be a lot to do apart from those ski apartment places. I've seen 2 camping stop places, and then plenty of, as we've come further into the country and out right up close to the French side, the ski resorts looked a bit more appealing, more your traditional ski resorts, and the lifts going up into the mountains. to enjoy, and you could quite clearly see the ski runs marked out between the trees. So a funny place. Glad we came. We got a country sticker or principality sticker to go on the side of the van. And here's an interesting fact for you. Apparently President Macron, the way that the politics and governments work here, is actually a monarch in Andorra. Who knew that? So what a lunch stop. Jokingly said to Claire and Harry as we pulled in, we always try and get a lunch stop with a view, and we've definitely managed to get that today. Have a look at this. So we studied our France Passion handbook and our app. The app's not working brilliantly here because there's only 1 or 2 bars of 3G signal, but we've identified one with a donkey farm, which is about an hour and a half away, hopefully. Let's be honest, the donkeys have sold it to us, so on our way. Well, it is 7 o'clock in the evening on, I don't even know what day it is. One thing I've found on this trip with no plan is that I've lost complete track of what day of the week and what date it is. So hopefully that's a good thing. It means, I guess, we're having a great holiday. But we've had a bit of a curveball thrown at us today as we left our site from this morning and started to head back up from the Pyrenees towards the city of Toulouse. We are probably about half an hour short of Toulouse, on the outskirts of a small town. I'll put the name down the bottom here. And we've stopped at a France Passion site for the evening, which I think I mentioned earlier on caught our imagination. It was a donkey farm. Claire and Harry love donkeys, so the opportunity to see them close up is always a bonus. But this location appealed not just for that, because it was also on our route as well. The thing that we didn't account for, the thing that I certainly didn't account for, was the weather. Now, it's been really nice over the last 10 days or so that we've been away. But what I didn't factor in, and we're not watching the weather forecasts on a daily basis like we would do at home. We haven't had the radio on, so we just get up in the morning, check our watch and see what the weather's going to be doing. But as we drove closer to the site where we've stopped this afternoon, you could see the temperature rising and rising and rising and rising. So we left at quite early, about 9:30, 10 o'clock, which is an early start for us leaving, because we like to just enjoy our breakfast before we rush off. And the temperature in the Pyrenees was around about 25 degrees, so quite hot for the morning there. But as we drove up and came out of the mountains, you could see the temperature creeping up, and when we arrived here at 4 p.m. it was 37 degrees. I didn't get the alarm bells ringing, it just got me thinking, what's going on here? So we checked the weather forecast, and now there are heat warning notices for all across France, all sorts of different locations, where the temperature in some places could be as high as 42 degrees. Now 42 degrees in a camper van, 30, 41, 40, 38, 39 is really too hot. So we've been trying to have a look at locations where we can get basically follow the weather and find somewhere where it's going to be cooler. Now, your natural instinct when you're looking for cooler temperatures is to look to the coast, and that was always our plan on the way back, was to head up the Atlantic coast and find some stop-offs and campsites along the way. the hot weather combined with French holiday high season combined with British holiday makers high season has just meant we haven't been able to find an option to book into for 2 or 3 nights, which is what we had originally thought we might do anywhere around the La Rochelle or Ile-de-Laurent area, which would have been really nice just to get a nice sea breeze, have a dabble in the pool. There just wasn't any option to do that, so we've had to take a different plan of action. So we're going to enjoy this evening. We've bought some lovely stuff at the supermarket when we stopped off earlier on, so we're going to have a nice dinner, nice cool beer or cool glass of spritzer, and just relax, and then get up early in the morning, and we're going to try and head up, do probably about 4 hours ish driving up to at least Limoges, have a 1 night, possibly 2 nights if we can find a cheap and cheerful campsite, and then go on from there. We've just booked, again going with our trip with no plan, we've just managed to book a campsite next to a lake for the end of the week. So if the temperatures haven't dropped significantly, then we'll at least have somewhere where we can splash about in the lake, and with a pool and with showers and everything else. So that's in the diary for the end of the week. And it's also was always our intention to book something for the last few days of our holiday where we're settled at a campsite to enjoy those as we head closer to home. So a bit of a curveball by the weather. France Passion has come up trumps once again. I'm just going to spin you round so you can enjoy the view that we've got from this lovely pitch here at the donkey. I'm going to call it a donkey sanctuary. It's not a donkey sanctuary, and it's not a donkey farm. It's a farm where donkeys stay. And interesting, I think they make beauty products from donkey milk, which sound intriguing, but whether Claire will buy any or not, I'm not sure. But let's show you the view. So where we are, there's a patch of land as you come in, surrounded by farmland. We've got great signal from our Starlink because the sky is completely clear. We're all set up down the end under a tree. South is that way, so the tree has been very welcome. And then about half an hour ago we were joined by another couple of vans, which all seem to be French. But so this will do us nicely for this evening. I think we've got some sausages or chops that we can enjoy. So I could hear a bird of prey calling as it's circled above, and I'm definitely looking forward to that nice cool drink. So one of my other top tips when you're travelling around with no specific plan is to have plenty of resources to check possible options. I've already told you about the France Passion app. I've already told you about search for sites, but both of the France Passion scheme comes with this really good handbook for all the locations and a map with a reference point. Every dot on the map is a place to check and find somewhere. We've got a really good couple of road atlases which Claire's very adept at using as we're navigating along. That one for the whole of Europe, and then this new one that we bought for travelling in France, which is really good because it's a laminated map, so you don't tear the pages, and you can write on or make notes or even leave stickies on there for your favourite places. The key thing that in this modern day and age, and I know people will say, well, you're away camping, why are you thinking about, why would you even want to be online? But having a laptop, having the Starlink has enabled us to find out quickly and easily what's available, but also when we've decided on the day or within a day or two to try and book something, we've had a reliable connection to be able to do that. So I think the days of travelling and just relying on being on a phone or just turn up, you can't do that anymore. You've got to have some form of digital connection, and it's definitely worked for us. There's a number of times where we've found websites, we've gone onto websites and you have to send an email off to check availability, then you've got to wait for an email and it never comes. So just being able to book and do it digitally has saved a lot of time and distress when we've needed that. Anyway, enough of that. Let's crack open one of those cold beers. I don't seem to have shared with you on this trip that much some of the delectable delights we've been having for our campervan dinners. I really enjoy cooking outside when we're away. It's and we use our trusty little kadak that we've had for, I think it's about 10 years now, and it's still going strong. And for the three of us, combined with a couple of hobs that we've got in the van, it does a great job. Some very nice kebabs, along with some salad, some couscous, and a nice cold beer. What a beautiful sight to end the day. But it's going to be a scorcher tomorrow.
Which makes us sit. Hello. And that is how we can see everything. Oh, it's for us. You missed all the good bit of the science.
All the science I could hear from outside. Your explanation was very good.
I do understand.
So good morning, welcome back to the donkey farm. We're going to go and see the donkeys in a little bit, but just waking up after another really good night's sleep. Do tend to sleep really well in the French countryside with the windows and things open on the van, all that fresh air. Just got to keep an eye out for all the bugs. But the temperature did drop down last night. It was 37 degrees when we arrived, and I think overnight went down to about 20, which was obviously far more comfortable for sleeping. But once we've seen the donkeys today, our plan is to pack up and then we're going to head back north. We've got another week or so left on our trip, but we're going to take a slow, steady journey back up to northern France. We're right in the south of France at the moment, but make a slow, steady journey back up, stop a few places on the way. Talking about it last night, we were trying to find a location which would enable us to find somewhere a little bit cooler. It's only really going to be cooler by the coast, and because of the time of year and because of the weather, everywhere we tried to contact is booked up. So I just think we're going to head towards Limoges area, find another France Passion or search for site stop, maybe a cheap and cheerful campsite, somewhere where we can perhaps use a pool in this heat, but we'll see. As I said, there's no formal plan, but it is time, as we're over halfway through our trip now, to start winding our way back, which is a little bit sad, but we need to remember that we've still got the opportunity to visit several more fascinating places as we head back. I think Claire and Harry are coming back from the donkeys, and it looks like Claire might have bought something. And when you stay at a France Passion site, it is recommended that you buy something by way of saying thank you to the farmers for letting you stay on their land. And I wonder what she's bought from a donkey farm. What have you bought? Donkey soap. Oh, let's have a look.
The smell.
20% delay Danese. 20% donkey milk. Lovely. So I hope you enjoyed that latest instalment of our trip around France in our campervan, our trip with no plan. And if you did, please remember to give us a thumbs up. Please drop me any comments or questions below, and remember to subscribe to the channel. Look forward to seeing you on another video very, very soon. Thanks for watching.